everybody? Welcome back to Bucs BP, and boy, do we have a treasure with us today. Bubba Chandler makes his debut just a few weeks ago here in the major leagues in Pittsburgh. So much fun to watch. You've had 3 outings so far, and you've had a save and 2 wins. It took me a year and a half to get my first win, dude. A year and a half. It is so cool to see you come up here and really just start to feel like, you know, you're in there, man. I love your confidence. I love the way you attack the zone. And I just want to start with a simple question. What's it like? Are you enjoying yourself? You know, how is it being up here?
Yeah, it's sick. I mean, it's big leagues is the big leagues. They call it the show for a reason. You know, it's awesome. You know, from the guys in the clubhouse to the games to the flights, like everything a kid can dream of. Yeah, you know, can't really complain too much about where I'm at.
Right, so you throw against Kershaw, right? How does that feel? You know, how does that stack up? That's an actual Hall of Famer. He's already a Hall of Famer. It's just he hasn't retired yet, right? How did that feel pitching against him?
Nah, funny story. I struck out Conforto. I think it was first inning, but I'm walking off the field. I'm like, I only need like 2,900, like 90 more to catch the guy I'm pitching against right now. But
it's wild, right?
Yeah, just like I told Justin Roblowski with the Dodgers. You know, I came out of the bullpen last night to get stuff going, you know, before the game to get ready, and Kershaw was warming up. And I literally just sat there for like 25 minutes and just watched him, didn't do anything. He ends it, I'm like, crap, I got to pitch today. I gotta get going. But it's just like stuff like that. You know, I've been watching Kershaw for the last 15 years. Just, you know, just be the best. And being able to pitch against them is, you know, wish I would have pitched a little better. But who cares?
How dare you give up a homer to show?
How dare you, right? And hey, always take the time to watch the great ones. I mean, something I wish I would have done better. Something I want to talk about is the mindset. I've loved your mindset since you came to this organization. Now you go out in the cage. I feel like you're made for the bullpen. Obviously, I want you starting. You want to start. But just talk about that transition. You're in the big leagues, bro. You're coming out of the bullpen first time. Swings open. I feel like fire's coming out of your eyes, and obviously it does out of your hand.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm not going to complain about the opportunities I'm getting. Like, it's the bullpen. It's something that, you know, I don't want to say you got to get used to, but it's different. And, you know, like the routines are, you know, they're good and bad, but, you know, kind of like the minor leagues, our pitching coordinator always say, it's routine or ritual. Like, it's don't have rituals. And, you know, I think that's been a good job. Is like, I go down there, I get hot, like I get my body in a good spot, but it's more of like the stuff I'm doing inside. But once I'm out there, it's like, all right, like, I kind of know what innings I'm going to pitch, and when they say, "Hey, Bubba, you got the next inning," it's like, all right, like let's get pissed off. And I think when we played Colorado here, like my debut, I was very mad, and I think when I'm in that spot, I usually pitch good, and that's something I do like about the bullpen, because the starter you got to be mellow a little bit, but bullpen, you can let it eat.
You can let it eat. So
you let it eat.
This look through the window into Bucs BP, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Pittsburgh. We're watching you right now. You don't know this, but we're watching you warming up in the bullpen, doing your shoulder program. Everybody's got a little bit of different thing that they do. Do you have something that you already know you like to do that's a set in stone type of thing? Or are you more of I was always a guy who did things a little bit differently each time depending on how I felt. Which way do you like to do that?
I usually like to keep it the same. You know, some days you feel bad, some days you feel great, but kind of like be able to fall back on something. And I think like just, you know, getting the shoulders lubed up is the way to go.
We saw you, they're talking about, they're watching you rub your arm against the wall. They're like, what is he doing? I was like, he's got a lacrosse ball back there. He's getting that
working it out.
Loose, you know, you gotta do all that stuff.
Tight.
Do you enjoy that process? Do you enjoy the work that goes into it? We actually, on our podcast yesterday, we talked to your high school pitching coach and your high school head coach.
Dingers and deadlifts, dude. I was obsessed.
And they're obviously, they had glowing things to say about you, but one of the things I found, one of the things I found really interesting was that they said you're the kind of guy that you don't need the extra inspiration to go out and be intense. You're the guy who needs to be brought back a little bit. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely.
You're a bull. That's what it is. He's a bull. You got to rein him back a little. Come on.
Yeah, Coach Lasley and Demo, you know, head coach and pitching coach, like they were the perfect. Like Demo, pitching coach, is just he'll let
he's
you.
He's a meathead. He's a meathead.
He'll let you know, and then, you know, head coach, he's more of like he's a game manager. You know,
right?
It's like, oh, like, hey, look, you're a little too amped up right now. Chill it down. Like, just go out there and pitch. These guys can't hit you. And Demo was like, nah, screw that. Like,
Go get him.
go hit someone in the head. Like, let's go. But yeah, you know, definitely. Yeah, those two guys are really good people for the youth.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because we all have those guys that have that impact on us when we're at a young age. But now you've made it through the minor leagues. You made it up to the show. This is the dream. You are living out the dream, right?
Yeah.
Now the goal is to stay.
Yep.
And the goal will always be, how do I continue to get better?
Yep.
How do I get to that next level?
Yep.
And I think that the question for us, we talked to those guys about your changeup. And that was something that you didn't really throw much in high school because that was kind of hitting speed for high school hitters. Now, dude, it is a devastating pitch.
Nasty.
And can you tell us about how you develop that? Is that something you tinker with often?
Oh yeah, minor leagues just, you know, each level I've thrown it more and more. You know, low A and didn't really throw it. High A, started throwing a little more.
Right.
Got to double A and it was like, all right, like I need a pitch to, you know, kind of get me out of stuff. You know, kind of get me sync back up, and that's the changeup for me. It's like when I'm kind of spraying it with, you know, the fastball, slider, like whatever. Like changeup is my kind of get back pitch. Like it just syncs the body up. Like for whatever reason, but it does. And yeah, I think last year in Indy. Jeremy Blige, Josh Harper, like all those guys, like, hey, like, look, man, you're close to the big leagues. Like, you probably need to start getting used to this pitch. Like, it's gonna be a good pitch. And so in Indy last year, I started throwing in, you know, you look at my scouting report, it wasn't really there. So I was getting really good results with it, and that was just kind of a nice confidence boost. And you know, came back into this year, you know, with a lot of confidence with it, and I do have the command with it, which is nice. But yeah, you know, and then up here in the big leagues, like it's got good results. So yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a pitch that, you know, it's a field pitch. You know, you go back and forth with it every day.
This is a mixture of power too.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you and Skeens both throw that football. Like, what's the thought process? I love the fact that it kind of stretches you back out.
Yeah.
Is that something you focus on post throwing, pre throwing, a little bit of both? And what other parts of your routine do you just fall in love with?
Yeah, I kind of stay away from the football before I pitch. But like today, I threw it around.
You threw left-handed, it was remarkable.
Yeah. But Coach Lasley is actually, scouts were asking like, hey, when I was in high school, does Bubba have a plyo routine? He's like, yeah. He's like, what is it? And he goes, it's a football. Like football is a heavier ball, it's a bigger ball. And I was throwing footballs for 6 months, 7 months out of the year.
True.
And yeah, so you know, that was kind of my plyo routine, and I think I just kind of kept it, you know, throughout these years of the day after I pitch. Like I may touch a baseball, may not. You know, if I threw a lot of pitches that day before, I don't want to see a baseball. I
love that.
I just kind of want to, you know, throw a football around and, you know, get the arm moving, get some blood in there. But yeah, that's kind of what I think about it. Is like you know, like I say, I was a good.
Still love the pigskin.
Yeah, I would say like I like playing quarterback. So you know, but yeah, you know. Always have something to look forward to the day after I pitch. And that's because, you know, you got a bunch of crap that you do in there.
Always.
And you're just like, you know, but when I come out here for 15 minutes and, you know, throw the football around, it's like, you know, it's nice. You flick it, and I can't throw left-handed.
Well, hey, we've loved having you here. We love having you in the mound, on the mound.